A lot of big moments have happened over the past year, and not the least of which was the retirement of longtime NADA President and CEO Peter Walser. Peter did a fantastic job leading NADA, and frankly, I thought it was going to be pretty hard to fill his shoes. But as it turns out, we didn't have to look too far. I am so proud to introduce to you NADA's new President and CEO, Mike Stanton.
Well, thank you, Paul, and congratulations on behalf of the NADA staff. We're going to be there for you every day, every step of the way, and we're going to have a great year.
Thank you, Mike. You're about 6 weeks into the job now, but you got a long history with NADA and with the industry. Tell us a little bit about how you got there.
Well, I certainly didn't get here by myself. I mean, there had a lot of help along the way. A lot of great people. I can see them up on the screen, the NADA board, some of those folks that I've known for a long, long time, and certainly the great NADA staff. And I've had just real fortune to have some life experiences that I'll share in a second, and some career opportunities that have helped prepare me for this role. You know, first and foremost, I'm a Washington, D.C. native, and I married a D.C. native. And when asked, where do you live? They say, Maryland or Virginia. I say, no, I live in Washington, D.C. And I get reactions from, I didn't know anybody lives in Washington, D.C., or why would you want to live in that crazy city? And at one dealer, I remember her saying, I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry you live there. But D.C. is home for me. And, you know, it's where politics runs in the water, but it also runs in the veins of me and my family. From high school, you could step out the front door and I could see that Capitol building just a couple blocks up the street. My father, my grandfather, my brother, my sister, all lobbyists. So, you know, I bring that perspective to NADA, and I've been fortunate to be surrounded by the legislative and regulatory team for many, many years. But the car business was my first professional job, my first real job after school. And I spent some time with 2 car companies, primarily calling on dealers. And I was just so grateful that some took me under their wing and spent some time to help teach me the business. They showed me the financial statements. I think maybe they felt sorry for me too, because these were some tough days, some tough manufacturers I was working with. But they let me spend time on the sales floor, in the sales tower, in the F&I office, writing service, in the parts department, working on daily stock orders. But I quickly became drawn to dealers as business people, and dealer passion and optimism are certainly contagious. And in 2000, I had the fortunate opportunity to join NADA, where my role was reversed. Rather than being a factory rep calling on dealers, I was a dealer rep calling on the factories. And there I was with 50, 60, 70% of dealer opinion through the dealer attitude survey, hitting the manufacturers up with what you all thought and how we could improve our business. Then I was later tapped to lead the NADA guidebook, and that was a great 10-year run leading up to the eventual sale to J.D. Power. And we were able to grow our business significantly during that time period. You know, and like all businesses, we went through some tough times. But what I'm most proud of, you know, the numbers are one thing, but the team, we always stuck together. We never worried about who to blame or who got the credit. So I think I bring a very well-rounded background to this role. I've seen the industry through the eyes of the dealer, the OEM perspective, you know, as a dealer vendor, and the political perspective. I've been exposed to the corporate world and private equity, and I'll add I didn't like it much, but I've been able to see NADA grow over the past 20 years under the leadership of Frank McCarthy, Phil Brady, and Peter Welch. And bottom line is I'm in love with the mission that we have at NADA, and I'm very proud to be part of such a quality organization and the opportunity to lead it.
Michael, I can't even imagine what you've seen in D.C. over the course of all those years, and we are fortunate to find someone that has that level of sort of diverse background in so many spaces that are all applicable to what we do today. So it's going to be great. Can you tell us a little about what your vision is for the organization?
you think vision, mission. The mission at NADA stays the same. It always has. It probably always will. We work for dealers. We're here to strengthen the franchise system, and we help educate, and we certainly advocate for dealer interest. We educate through our exceptional 20-group program and the gold standard at the Dealer Academy, and we have all kinds of other training opportunities, both in dealership and virtually as well right now. But we are your advocate. With the car companies, as I mentioned, the Dealer Attitude Survey and other meetings that we have with your manufacturers, and we bring your voice to the Congress and to the administration. Our legislative and regulatory teams are just top-notch. And I guess the vision is pretty simple, Paul. It's to work with you and the board to establish our priorities, our plan, and just to continue to get better each and every day to enhance NADA so we can be even more effective for our dealers.
Well, thank you. As I mentioned a little earlier in my message, this is a critical moment for dealers. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
So what do you see as the challenges facing NADA in the years ahead?
Well, great speech, by the way. And of course, I don't think I'd be sitting on this stage here if we weren't aligned, and we certainly are. But I think it needs to be mentioned that the pandemic is certainly our first priority. As a reminder, NADA was there for dealers at the beginning, and we will be there to help navigate all the way through till we get to the other side of this. We certainly can't control COVID-19, but we can control ourselves and continue to be flexible and nimble as we work our way back to normal, hopefully real soon. In terms of the car companies, I couldn't agree with you more. We need to work with our partners. We need to put the customer first. And like you said in your speech, and just recently, these are challenging times, and challenging times calls for us to work more closely together. And let's not worry about the competition. Let's just worry about ourselves and what we can do to continue to provide an unrivaled customer experience. And then lastly, as you know, there are a lot of new faces in DC. But as always, we need to proactively educate our policymakers to make sure they understand our business. The value we create for customers, the positive effect that dealers have in their communities, and really the economy overall in the United States. The bottom line is the franchise system is the most efficient and competitive system to sell and service vehicles, and our lawmakers need to understand that.
Well, Mike, as the new president and CEO of NADA, you only represent about 17,000 dealerships across the country. What's your message to them?
Well, a lot of things keep me up at night, and that's just one more. But the message is simple. We're here for you. You have a relentless team of dealer advocates and educators working for you. We all know our industry is in a tricky time right now, and I know how busy each and all of you are. But please, now more than ever, find the time to engage, if you haven't already, with NADA, with your state and metro trade associations. Now more than ever, again, we need to be working together.
Mike, I look forward so much to working with you in the next 12 months. You're going to do an amazing job.
Same here. Thank you, Paul.
I've been working with Mike pretty much daily for the last couple of months just in preparation for this, and I can tell you guys, this industry is in good hands. He's fabulous. Well, that's the end of our main stage session, but not the end of our show. There's still plenty to enjoy and plenty to access on demand for the next few weeks. Be sure to join us back here at the main stage at 4:30 Eastern Time for a reception to celebrate a successful show. One of NADA's favorite entertainers, Patrick Sieben, will be here with us, along with some other surprises. And of course, a last chance to network with your peers here at NADA Show 2021. We were originally scheduled to meet in New Orleans, which is one of our very favorite show cities. But unfortunately, they've had their own set of challenges over the past year. It was a pandemic hotspot early on, and then they experienced a devastating storm season. So to show our appreciation and continued support for that great city, NADA show has made a $25,000 donation to the Second Harvest Food Bank there. We hope this helps to ease their burden, and we're really looking forward to bringing our show back to the Big Easy. I want to thank this year's show committee, especially their chairman, Tom Holcomb, for planning a great show under the most difficult of circumstances. In addition, I want to thank the entire NADA team for literally pulling off a miracle. I'll let Maggie and Madison wrap up the session. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next year live in Las Vegas.